So Feyenoord in front as they get the second half started. Big challenge this for Ajax as they look to respond in this second period. And we'll need to see more going forward than has been the case thus far. Despite a bit more of the ball, and whilst the difference is only one, then of course the champions still have every chance to salvage something. Fascinatingly poised. And Ajax change is the only change made at half-time by either coach. No surprise that Arne Slot is stuck with the same 11 and sent them back out again. Very satisfied, I'm sure, by what he's seen so far. And of course, just been pulled back rather blatantly. Hartman was the offender here, just got too tight and wrapped his arm around the shoulder of Dusan Tadic. Vast golfing experience between those two. Hartman at the start of his Eredivisie career, making an impression this season. Opportunity opened up really after Tyrell Malassi's departure to Manchester United. Just to remind you, one of 15 players that Feyenoord lost in the summer from the side that reached the Europa Conference League final last season. A rapid rebuilding process was required back in the summer, and how quickly they settled into their stride again is a real credit to Arne Slot and the job that he is currently doing here. It's the previous summer, of course, where Berghuis departed for Ajax. A very different role today to the one that the Feyenoord fans were used to seeing him in during his 5 years here. As the goal scorer, Igor Paschal, didn't quite come for Danilo. Really has it. I do want to add to the addition of Geronimo Rulli and make another signing in this window. The attack here with Bergwijn. First involvement since coming on for Steven Bergwijn. Unable to keep it down and trouble the target, but just showing the positions of promise that he might be able to take up. Alfred Schroeder looking to him to get in behind that Feyenoord defence. Be some birthday present, wouldn't it, for Justin Bijlo? The Rotterdam-born goalkeeper was able to finish on the winning side in the Klassieker. Hasn't been as busy yet as he might have expected to be. Ajax with just the one attempt on target in that first half. It's just overhit at the end of all that. And trying to link with Marcus Pedersen. A couple of times for Norway in November after returning from injury. Has begun the resumption of Feyenoord season as their regular right back again. Actually a goal scorer in the 5-0 friendly victory against Emmen as part of their preparations for the second half of this season. Rulli to Jorge Sanchez. Danilo able to bring it down, space to get his shot away, and it's a whisker away. Ajax didn't really heed the danger there against one of their former strikers. It wasn't far from the corner. And yet they will continue to play this rather risky policy. It is the Ajax way, and here's Davy Klaassen as they do turn defence into attack with Dusan Tadic. Plenty of options in support. Hartman stuck closely to his task though and stopped Tadic. Edson Alvarez. Sanchez. Not quite for David Klaassen. Another with vast experience of this fixture in his 2 spells at Ajax. Something that Schroeder is hoping to be able to call upon in this second half. Taylor, and again. Puts it on for Calvin Bassey. Bergwijn, starting on that left-hand side, and almost in behind Pedersen. He got his foot to it first for Feyenoord, as he needed to do, under pressure. Five goals he got, Edson Alvarez, last season, primarily from these sort of set-piece situations. He had to open his Eredivisie account in the current campaign. Aimed in towards him, he and Timber, both centre-backs, both rising for it. Never able to trouble the target. His only goal this season coming in the Champions League, the 4-0 home win against Rangers in September. Goal scorer hobbling. Does have a few more options on the bench now. On a slot with the return of Dilrosun, missed just the 1 game. Featured actually in every game this season prior to missing last week at Groningen. Followed by Taylor to Kudus. He came on at half-time for Brian Brobby last week, and then took his place in the starting lineup today. All the way back again to Rooley. Europa League winner he was with Villarreal. You'll remember the penalty that he scored in the shootout against Manchester United in the final. Semi-finals in the Champions League last season. It's the calibre of player that Ajax have been able to bring to Amsterdam to try and bolster their defence for the second half of this season. Without an away clean sheet in the Eredivisie continues today, dating back to August now, first month of the season. And here's Danilo, could get worse yet. Szymanski, big block by Edson Alvarez. Klaassen able to help it further clear. Duncan Kurt-Stewart had been well won back by Vifa. Jahanbash, he's worked it well with Pedersen, picking his way in behind. Of course came Timber. And there's the flag up far side. But Ajax living on their nerves a little bit here. Because a second at this stage, and Feyenoord would be racing clear. There's the block. As Szymanski struck it. Score of 6 goals in the Eredivisie already this season from midfield. Taylor to Timber. Quentin has made a much swifter recovery from a metatarsal injury than anybody was initially expecting to take his place on the final bench today. He's not yet back in full training, we understand though, so it remains a big doubt that we'll see him today. The trader, a little fortunate, and Kurt-Stewart able to help him out. To get back to Bergwijn. Well, he did get back and make the challenge, but it was a risky one, and it's cost him a caution. Referee reaching for the yellow card very quickly on this occasion. Second Feyenoord name taken today is that of their captain. And he was always risking a yellow, wasn't he, when attempting the tackle from behind, even though he did appear to get a bit of the ball. Joins Jahanbash on a yellow for the home side. has had his critics and has also had his suitors, including in the English Premier League, Erkin Kürtçü. See what they were trying from the free kick, looking for Berghaus, a little bit of pinball. Edson Alvarez got his head to it. So Hambash was strong. And you could see what he was trying, and it was worth a go, wasn't it? Alvarez. He was looking to take it quickly, didn't quite materialise. Certainly sense they need the second, Feyenoord. At this stage of the game, definitely. A bit of temptation yet to sit back too deep, given the way that it's gone. They've looked at their most effective on the front foot. Hartman. Created a bit of space for himself, really, with the cross when it appeared that there wasn't any initially. Berghaus back in his own box. And the Feyenoord fans will be content enough whilst he remains in that type of territory. Alvarez decided he couldn't take the chance of going back to his goalkeeper. Timber to Bassi. Feyenoord getting in Ajax faces, though. That is what they do. FIFA penalised by the flag. But he is starting to make that spot his. Alongside Erkin Kürtçü in midfield. Here's Mats FIFA, who until last week had never started an Eredivisie game. He was part of the Excelsior side that won promotion last season to earn his move across Rotterdam. Opened his goal-scoring account for Feyenoord in the cup victory a couple of games ago here against Pek Zwolle. But Timber is fit again. Quinton Timber, that is. FIFA's place might come under threat again shortly. He showed himself to be a very useful option for Arne Slot in that position. Performance last week came in for a lot of praise from the coach, although he did admit this is an easy team to step into right now, such as the form that they found. And we have it again here, Erkin Kürtçü to Hambash, trying to return it. Well read by Edson Alvarez. Now we're about to bolster their options. Feyenoord announcing on Friday the imminent signing of Naresho Casemiro from Groningen. He played against them last week. He had 10 years at Ajax. He will soon be a Feyenoord player. He can cover right back, centre back and defensive midfield. Reportedly costing about €1.5 million. Gernot Trauner's still sidelined for probably another couple of months or so. Almost that complete rebuilding programme referred to in the summer. How they're just tweaking things, trying to strengthen in certain positions. Can Bassi get to this first for Ajax? He was in full flight before taking a tumble. And again, the card is out for the challenge on him by Marcus Pedersen. It's a challenge he had to make. Otherwise, Bassi had all sorts of space to gallop into beyond him. Pointed rather unceremoniously by Pedersen. It does level up the card count now at 3 apiece in the Klassiker. So here come Ajax, having taken it short. Looking for Klaassen. Probably shouldn't have got as far as Davy Klaassen, but it did. And what can he make of it? Improvises with a cross which is hung in and gathered up by Justin Bijlow. They've not yet found the end product though, Ajax, in the final third. Well, they're the ones trying to apply the pressure high up the pitch. An hour in at the Cape. Alvarez, Rosewell, Jorge Sanchez, saw it taken off him. Back on the ball here, the Mexican. Not for long. I think frustration appeared to get the better of him. Signed a 4-year contract in August from Club America, Jorge Sanchez. Effectively the replacement really for Noussair Mazraoui for this season. Feyenoord weren't the only team to lose a lot of big players last summer. 13 departed Amsterdam. There's too many, said Dusan Tadic recently, attributing their current struggles to that transition. Feyenoord here transitioning from defence into attack beautifully. Nearly came for Hartman, now for Szymanski. Deflected and wide. He scored from that sort of distance already this season, Sebastian Szymanski. Only really one thought on his mind when it fell at his feet. Feyenoord do just look that bit more incisive though. Alvarez has run into trouble. Kurtzcu taking over. Szymanski back to the captain Kurtzcu, cut out by Taylor. Asking a bit too much of Davy Klaassen though. Alex hesitant in getting it away. Because of that it keeps on coming back. Szymanski's at the heart of it. Kurtzcu just lost his footing. Tadic takes it off him. Kudus was on the move through the middle. Instead he was looking for Bergwijn. The pass wasn't quite precise enough, but it will be pulled back by the referee. So starting to open up the game. Not sure if the frantic feel of it in the last few minutes would necessarily favour Feyenoord. Until now have had that element of control. Ajax's turn for a little prolonged period of possession. Didn't last too long though. Timber gave it away. It's a bit fortunate to get it back again. And he will now get the free kick, which Taylor will take quickly for Bergwijn. Bassey in support. Bergwijn goes infield instead to Berghuis. Bergwijn, Berghuis, Bassey. Not quite, but better from Ajax. And force the corner here off Marcus Pedersen. Trying to force their way back on terms. Bash had the initial header there, didn't really connect cleanly with it. All the way out as far as Rulli to return it may be. We'll leave it instead for Jorge Sanchez. Berghuis was beaten to that by Igor Paschal, just got in front of him. And the little wide grin on the face of Steven Berghuis tells the story. Desperate to have his moment today. He could become actually only the 4th player to score a goal at the Cape for both Feyenoord and Ajax in the Klassieker. He would be in good company after Henk Groot, Ruud Heels and a certain Johan Cruyff. The only 3 to have managed that previously. Edson Alvarez wins the header well. Danilo stayed down as Tadic hooked it further forward. Deceived by the flight of the ball. Taylor was beaten by the bounce of it. And Kurtzcu looks to pick up the pieces here with options either side. Pashao and Danilo were both calling for it. Instead, this is Jahan Bash. Comes back to him off Timber. You can see the intention there to link with Pedersen. But he was blocked off the ball and has stayed down. Only now have Feyenoord won it back with Hartman. Danilo. And then the effort when it came from Erkan Kutsu was just too high. And now it's Feyenoord getting closer and closer. That's his sort of range from outside the penalty area. "15 goals he's got from distance since his Eredivisie debut. Nobody has managed more in that period of time. And Erkan Kutsu, the final captain. Hesitant again, and it could yet be costly. Erkan Kutsu. Igor Pashao taking on Sanchez. Hartman. He looks at home in this side now, doesn't he? Pashao couldn't quite get in behind. Tadic goes down. He's probably looking for that, but he has got the free kick. And was always likely to get the free kick. Stage of the game where you would expect Alfred Schroeder to be thinking about further changes. Consultation there with Michael Reitziger. Just asking a bit too much of Bassi. And we see Brian Brobby introduced. Cian Fitzjim has been getting his chance. The 19-year-old midfield prospect in the last couple of games as well. Schroeder's been singing his praises recently. Had hinted that he might consider starting him today. Quarter of the game still to go. Sanchez, this is Tadic. 27th of January 2019, when Feyenoord last beat Ajax 6-2. It finished here. Counts with a goal scorer for Feyenoord that day. Maybe Van Persie got a couple as well. Our strikers coach at the club. Son Shaquille, by the way, has just been called up by the Dutch at under-17 level. He is Feyenoord's top scorer this season in the academy. So much history with both of these famous football clubs. Much of it more recently in Ajax's favour. Feyenoord thus far underlining the argument that the current form book suggests that this is their time. The closer they get to the 3 points today, though, the more nervy it might become, particularly given what has gone before. Alvarez gets enough on it for Rulli. I guess all those changes in the summer might work in their favour in that respect, because there aren't too many in this team tarnished by previous failures in this fixture. This is a wonderful run though. The ground that's covered, and Kudos is going to get on the end of it, surely! Off the line by Hartman. And Feyenoord survive a huge scare just when Mohamed Kudos looks certain to score. It was a brilliant run from Edson Alvarez in the build-up that created the opportunity in the first place. And a corner seems scant reward. He will position himself, will Alvarez, round about the penalty spot to try and meet it here. Dusan Tadic will take it, and it goes awkwardly. And it's straightforward for Justin Pailo in the end. Trying to stay onside, it was close, but I think he was just on. Played on perhaps by Pedersen there, kudos. The goalkeeper deserves credit for getting enough on it and enabling Hartman to be able to clear it off the line. But that will serve to encourage Ajax, you suspect. Creating chances now, looking a threat now. Klaassen finding Tadic, taking on Hartman. In by Dusan Tadic, Bergwijn going for the spectacular. Klaassen and in off the defender on the line. And Ajax have levelled it. And it's Davy Klaassen who wheels away, having silenced the kite. Ajax back on level terms. And only really in the last few moments had that been looking likely. It's the scruffiest of goals, but it's the most important of goals in the circumstances. Will go down, I think, as the own goal of Mats Wife on the line. Wilson having initially been credited with it. He was alert to the opportunity here. Did well to squeeze that header goalwards from the acutest of angles. And this will prompt Ajax changes, because the entire context of the contest has just shifted now. Berghuis comes off. I think that was probably pre-planned. The insinuation from Alfred Schroeder before the game was that he wouldn't go the 90 minutes, but he was fit to start. Brian Brobby is on in his place. Another centre forward thrown into the fray, and Ajax now will believe they can win this. Still over 20 minutes to do so when you factor in the added time. And now it's Feyenoord that face this test of character. They've been looking, if not comfortable, then certainly in command. Not so any longer. No clean sheet on his birthday for Justin Pailo today. Feyenoord have to try and do it all over again to get Pedersen in behind Bessie. He will reach it. Alvarez out quickly as well to restrict the Feyenoord options. Jahanbakhsh will try and swing the cross. It's cut out by Jurrien Timber. Well, you wouldn't necessarily like to call it from here now. Pedersen, another strong surge. Bessie went with it. Home fans have just taken a moment or two, I think, to digest their disappointment. Now they're beginning to find their voices again. And we will see changes from the home team as well. Santiago Jimenez is going to come on in attack. He did so to great effect at Groningen last week when he scored the final goal in stoppage time. He and Dilrosun on for Danilo and for Igor Paixão in a double change in attack. The goal scorer making way. Good moment for the Feyenoord Vs Dilrosun, who spent 8 years in the Ajax youth ranks. Joined Feyenoord in July from Hertha Berlin. Paixão makes way, no longer cast in the role of match winner after that equalising goal. Feyenoord have themselves a corner here. It's a packed penalty area awaiting the delivery. I think that's the one that will swing it in. Feyenoord claiming a foul. He was well positioned and waves it on. This is Mats Wife. First the ball for Dilrosun. It's a good one as well. Nobody really got it across on either side. And instead Ajax can come clear on the counter. Bergwijn can the ground that he's covered. He had probably any of it. Pass. Indeed, take it on himself as the pivot to be his intention. That was by Brian Brobby. The Ajax substitutes try and make a difference here. the free kick that will follow. He's another Rotterdam-born player in the Feyenoord ranks. Spectate building between the two coaches. That's one where the pressure on his opposites above. Ajax to get out of the rut that they are in. Desperate to ensure that they don't do it today. Jahanbash. Robbing to Bergwijn. He has made a difference. Feyenoord are paying particularly close attention right now, understandably. Take the responsibility of applying the pressure from the front as the central striker.